Hello everyone and welcome back to Stampin Squirrels. I'm Debbie, Squirrel 2, and today I'm going to share with you this really great card. So it's 4x4, it's got a belly band, and when you slip off the belly band it becomes this explosion card. So I can't tell you that I created this, I didn't. I cased this from Dawn at Dawn Stampin' Thoughts. So thank you, Dawn. I love this card. It's super easy to make and I think it's quite exciting when people open it. Pop something on the back so you can write your greeting. So I'm going to show you how to make this, and pretty much you can make this out of a large piece of scrap. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm using some retired DSP just to sort of use it up today. So let's get started and let's see what you need to do in order to make it. So what you need to have in terms of cardstock and DSP is one piece of cardstock measuring 4 inches by 8 inches, and I'm using Calypso Coral here. So you can use just an offcut really if that's what you've got in that size. So 4 by 8 inches, and we're going to score this together in a minute. I've also got a piece of old DSP which is retired now, but it just was hanging about. I couldn't get rid of it because I love it so much. It's got this lovely gold foiling on the top, and this again is 4 inches by 8 inches. You just need one of those. Then you need a piece of cardstock which measures 2 7/8 by 2 7/8 square. This is for the inside, and then another piece of white cardstock which measures 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. And then for the outside of the card you need 2 pieces measuring 1 7/8 by 3 7/8, so 2 pieces of that, and then 2 pieces of DSP which measures 1 3/4 by 3 3/4. And then for the belly band, 1 inch by 9 inches. You can either use white, which I've done in this case, or you could use a corresponding Calypso Coral piece of cardstock if that's what you wanted to do. And then you just need some scrap in white and Calypso Coral, and we're going to punch these out as well. So let's get started. So you need to get your trimmer, or if you prefer a scoreboard. I'm just going to open it out here, and we're going to do a little bit of scoring. So take your piece of cardstock first, and you're going to just score this at 2 inches. Make sure you use your scoreboard. 2 inches, and again at 6 inches, and what that will do is it will give you the 2 folds that you need in order to make the flap like this. Okay, so 2 and 6 inches, put that to one side, and then with your DSP decide on which side you want to show it. So in my card I had the bit with the gold foil showing because it's absolutely beautiful, this paper, but I might mix it up a bit and have the other side. So why don't I do that? So I'm going to turn that over, and you're just going to make a mark with a pencil at 4 inches because the rest of it is just your own folding. So mark at the top, mark at the bottom, if I can get the pencil to work, 4 inches, and that's it. Then you can put your scoreboard away, and let's go back to your piece of DSP. So take a bone folder. So you can see there's a 4-inch mark at the top. You don't score down the middle because if you remember the card, you're actually going to put this piece here, so you don't need the score down the middle. So we're going to make the other scores, and we're just going to do that by folding. So what you do is you take the bottom piece and you lift it up to the score mark, which is 4 inches, and just make sure it's absolutely lined up at the top, and when you're happy, score it down like that, and then you're going to turn the other way and put the other side up to 4 inches mark that you've made with your pencil. And like I said, just try and make sure it's absolutely accurate because it will make all the difference when we're just folding that down. So you've got your 2 marks there. When you've done that, turn it around the other way and just score it the other way as well, just to reinforce those score marks, okay? And then when you've done that, you're going to turn around on the other side and do exactly the same. So you could probably see now that what you've got is you've got this lovely triangle in the middle. So if I try and hold that up, I don't know if you can see the score lines there, can you see? So you've got the score lines in the middle, and if I bring back this card, you'll see this is the centre bit here. So it's a little bit of folding now because you need just a bit of coaxing. Okay, and so when you've done all of those, your final fold is that you're going to take your card and you're going to fold it over to the centre marks that you made at 4 inches. Just burnish that and then do that again on the other side. And then that's all of the creases that you need in order to make the fold. So a little bit of coaxing now. So you're going to push this forward and then this will go like a triangle at the top. Let me show you that again. Lift these 2 bits in the middle up and down and make a triangle and just burnish those off. Turn it around and do exactly the same with the other side. Lift the 2 folds that you've just made up and down and it will make a triangle. And then in the end what you'll have left is this lovely square like this, and then this will become your explosion part of the card. Okay, so then take a rubber, get rid of your pencil marks. I was probably a little bit too eager with that pencil mark, it's quite sticky. Okay, so I'm going to fold that back down again because that's the bit that you're going to stick into your card. So I'm just going to pop that to one side, bring back your cardstock, which is the right side, this one. So you made 2 score lines here, so what you need to do is burnish those. Make it a nice fold, like so. And then if you bring this back and pop it in, so the triangle, it can't be a square like this, okay? You need to turn it so it's triangle pointy bits, top and bottom. But if you look at the card, can you see the way that it's going to fold? Like this. So take that back again. If you bring that back as a triangle, yeah. You're going to put some, so you need some glue on the bottom of here, and you need to line it up, just eyeball it at the centre, so right up to the score line both sides. So flip it over and put some glue on the back, and now you can actually use the new Stampin' Seal because it's pretty strong and it will do the job just perfectly. So taking your triangle, eyeball it up, make sure it's centre, and then stick that down. Then what you're going to do is you're going to put some glue and you're going to bring this one over and then the other one. Okay? Like so, and then when you open the card, ta-da! Get this wonderful explosion. That's fantastic. So what you can do is pop that off to one side. The next thing that you need to do is to bring in your centre. So here's my 2 bits. I'm just going to stick this down on top of here, but before I do, I'm going to stamp it. And what I've done is I'm using the sentiments from the So Sentimental stamp set. I'm not using the dies, the corresponding dies today, but I'm going to be using I Can't Thank You Enough. I'm using these lovely little sort of dotty party pattern bits here just to decorate around the edges of the belly band as well. So let's find a little bit of Memento black ink, and I'm using the I Can't Thank You Enough. Don't forget that this is going to be in a triangle, so don't stamp it square, it needs to be stamped as a triangle. And then I'm going to just stick that down onto my cardstock. And then I'm going to bring my card back and I'm going to stick that down into the centre. Okay, so there's the card. Now I'm going to decorate the front. It's a bit lumpy, it'll feel a bit lumpy, but you can always just take your bone folder, and that's what the belly band is for realistically, is so that you can hold it all into position. So pop that to one side, and then I'm just going to mat up. Now I've made a schoolboy error with my DSP. The patterns are going in 2 different directions. But for the purpose of this card, I'm going to just stick them on anyway, because I don't have any more of this DSP left. This is my last bit. Like I said, I was using up my scraps. And then just bring back your card and you're just going to mat it up. Alright, so now that's done, let's go on to the belly band. So the belly band measures 1 inch by 9 inches, and that's so it will fit around here, just like this. And you're going to glue it at the front. So there's no need to score it or anything, you can just pop it around. So you simply lay it down, pop your card over the top at the centre, then you're going to just fold it over. You want it to meet more or less in the middle, and you don't want it to be too tight because it needs to be able to slip off. So then I'm just going to make a little mark with my bone folder, and then I've got glue over the edge of that now. I'm going to line that up so it's square, like that, and like that. And then I'm going to pop a bit of Stampin' Seal just on the edge there and stick that down. So your belly band's there, slip it back onto your card. And the reason that you're not going to put the sentiment on first is because you need to make sure that you're going to put your little belly band sentiment over the join of your belly band. So let me pop this one back on so I can show you. So, and taking any piece of scrap, I've punched out here a 1 1/4 inch circle, and I've punched out a corresponding piece of Calypso coral in the 1 3/8 scalloped punch. I would highly recommend that you stamp this first rather than trying to just eyeball it, but it depends on whether or not you think that you can get it centred. This is where it all goes horribly wrong, of course. So let me give it a go. Squirrels are wonderful, squirrels are wonderful, squirrels are wonderful. Oh, that's not too bad. And then what I've got is a little bit of Calypso coral ink, and I've got the little, as I say, the little party sort of shapes here, and I'm going to just decorate randomly around my belly band there, and I'm going to stick this on here with dimensionals. Okay, so let me go ahead and do that. And once I've stuck that on with dimensionals, I'm going to flip it over, put another couple on the back, and I'm going to apply it to the front of my card because I want to cover up that join. Okay, so that's the card nearly finished. I'm just going to slip that belly band off because what I think I'd like to do is a little bit of sponging maybe just around the edge. So I'm just going to dip that, should have done this first, into the stamp set in the ink pad just to give it a little bit of colour around the edge. And I'm also going to apply some diamantes and things just to the belly band, just to give it a little bit more oomph. So I've got the new elegant faceted gems here. They're really beautiful, and this one's, well, it's a difficult colour to sort of describe really. It's almost like a iridescent copper. I think that's probably a good description. Got a little boo-boo there, so I'm going to cover that up with one of those, and maybe one there. I've lost that one, it's disappeared into, and maybe one here like that. There it is. You can go back in like that. Then I'm going to take my card and I'm going to slip the belly band back over like that. So that's it. That's the belly band explosion card, 4 by 4 inches. I hope you've enjoyed it. Really super fun card. I love the way this explosion pops out in the centre. Really great. Of course it will go, and then if you wanted to, you could put an optional 4 by 4 inch piece, or 3 7/8 by 3 7/8, 3 3/4, depending on how much of the cardstock you want to show on the back. piece on the back for extra writing, or if you had a smaller sentiment in here, you could of course write in the centre. But isn't that fun? That's a really great card. It's a really useful way for using up scraps of old DSP as I've done, even if these bits are the pattern the wrong way around. My bad. But this one, of course, is one I made earlier. And I love this DSP, that's why I was hanging on to it for something, and this just seems to be the absolute right project to make it, so love it. That's really great, fun card to make. And there you have it. So there you go, 4 by 4 inches explosion card with a belly band. Thanks for watching everybody. Please come and like and subscribe to Stampin' Squirrels. We're always posting new videos and really love your company. Thanks for watching everyone. Bye for now.